Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Rob. Welcome to fall, you guys. In this video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite decks for fall. These are the decks that I'm going to be using for the fall. And I thought I'd share that with you because I try to change my decks as the season changes. And yeah, fall time is a very special time of the year. I really personally love fall. And so let's get to it, you guys. The first one is going to be the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. This is a very special tarot, you guys. It comes in a box like this. It's a super sturdy box. It breaks into two pieces like this, as you can see. And it reads here, a stunning compilation of tarot collages from artwork of the late Middle Ages and early Renaissance. The poignant images evoke a feeling of gentle beauty and humanity while remaining true to the tradition of the Rider-Waite symbolism. It is by US Game Systems, and let me show you what's in this box. You know, it has a lot of gold in it and the colors are tamed. And so that's why it just sort of reminds me of fall because of the colors. It comes with a book like this, and this is rather a thick book. It's not your regular run-of-the-mill, and it is a pretty nice book. It gives you a picture of the card here, and then here it gives you the description of the card. It's a pretty nice book, and it goes on like this. One of the things that I find really interesting about this is really nice. In case you were wondering what piece of artwork that was, it's there in the book. And so that's really where the book gets longer, because it tells you all about the paintings. So it's like going to a museum, but it's in your house. It's really a special deck. And once again, it's you guys, if you look at the back of this deck, it just totally reminds me of fall, as you can see. And it has a lot of gold and earth tone colors. So you guys, although I work with all of these decks in an often basis, I did not make this video as a number 1 to number 5 or number 5 to number 1 or the top 5 decks. No, I didn't make it like that because I truly love all of these decks, but you're not going to believe which one is the last deck on this video. I think that you're going to be very, very surprised when you see that. So stick around and I will show you what sort of my number 1 for fall is. As you can see the back of the card, you guys, it just totally looks like fall to me. I mean, I don't know about you, but it looks like fall to me, and it has a lot of gold and earth tone colors, and it has that sort of somber. It's not winter yet, but it is not summer, and it just, I don't know, for some reason it just screams fall to me. So that is the Golden Tarot, and I'm showing you some of the images here because they're really, really beautiful. If you're into artwork, if you're into Middle Age artwork or Renaissance artwork, then this is definitely a deck that is going to be right up your alley. I like this deck very much. The card stock is very good on this deck. I like it very much. And as you can see, or I don't know if you saw that or not, but this is gilded, beautiful gold. And in case you were wondering, this is a deck that I use often. You guys, I relate to it very much. I have very good readings with this deck, and it's just one of those decks that I really, really do enjoy working with. And I've had this deck for about 3 or 4 years, and I'm so happy that it's in my collection. I love the pictures. I really relate to the images when I do a reading, and it's just one of those decks that really, really works very, very well. When it comes to shuffling, this is a really nice deck to shuffle and to work with. It's got that really shiny touch to it, as you can see. So for me, it's okay. I like it. In this particular deck, it's good for me. And once again, shuffling is really good. And of course, if you're going to do a fan situation, it works really well, as you can see. So, and I'm going to pull some of the other cards. You can see medieval, Renaissance sort of images. That's the 4 of Wands, that's the 6 of Cups. But you know, it really stays true to the RWS, which is, if you're starting with tarot, that's a great thing. If you're seasoned in tarot, then that's also a wonderful deck to work with. I really enjoy this deck very, very much. And so I haven't taken it out in a while, and I thought, you know what? It's fall now. I'm going to take the Golden Tarot out, and I have, and I'm glad that I did, and I'm going to have a wonderful fall season working with this deck. Let's move on. Let me show you what the other deck is. My second pick for fall this year is the Heaven and Earth Tarot by Jack Sephiroth. And this one is by Los Scarabeo. It comes in one of these boxes, really nice boxes. Whenever I see that Los Scarabeo comes with one of these editions, I almost buy it, unless I don't totally relate to the pictures. But I love this deck personally. This is one deck that I enjoy very, very much working with. The box breaks up like this, as I just showed you, and this is a nice sturdy box, by the way. So let's take out this cards. Let me show you what this deck is really all about, in case you don't know it. And if you do know it, then you know what this is. But this is really a wonderful deck. Now, the book is pretty much run-of-the-mill, very typical Los Scarabeo. It comes in different languages, so their books are not very long. It looks like maybe it's a thicker book, but it's because it comes in different languages. Otherwise, they would be very small. So it's kind of run-of-the-mill. It goes from major arcana to minor arcana. It has a brief introduction, and that's pretty much the book. But what's really special about this deck is the cards. And for one of the reasons why this deck came up for fall for me is because of the colors. It has that sort of like winterish, but not really a fall kind of look to it. And I don't know if you guys know what I mean when I say that, but it has to do with the earth colors. You know, the colors of the leaves on the trees change, and then they fall, and it's just, and these colors remind me of that. And so when I am looking at this deck, I really feel like it's fall time. And so this is Victory, or the Six of Wands. This is the Eight of Cups. Yeah, it is a really, really nice deck. And if you are not familiar with this deck, I definitely recommend that you consider it. Paper stock is really good on this deck, you guys. It's not thin, it's not thick. It's just a really good quality paper stock. It is sort of on the shiny side, but it still works really, really well. There's the Five of Coins. And when it comes to shuffling this deck, it shuffles really well. No problems. And the cards are sort of heavier, so it's a really nice deck to shuffle. If you do a fan situation, that also works really, really well. And this is a deck that I'm going to be using right now in this fall season. And I'm going to be enjoying it because I haven't taken it out in a while. So, you know, and that happens to me because I have so many decks that a lot of the times the decks just, they don't come out as often as I wish they would. And when the seasons change, then I think it's a perfect time to sort of pick 5 or 6 or 7 other decks that I haven't worked with in a while and just put them to work and sort of introduce myself back to them. And so this is one that I will be doing that with. And by the way, you guys, I love this deck. I love using this deck. This is a wonderful deck to work with. And so I'm going to be using this deck. And not only am I going to be using it now, but I've used it in the past. And it's a deck that I enjoy working with and work with often. Let's move on to the next deck. The next pick for fall is the Prisma Visions Tarot. Now, this is a very special deck, you guys. Maybe you've seen some other of my videos, and if you have, you've seen that I've reviewed some of James its decks, and I'm very fond of them. There's many, many reasons why I'm fond of them. I think his decks actually meet all of my criteria. Presentation is beautiful on these decks. As you can see, it comes in a box like this. And this is a pretty sturdy box. The books are really cute, and everything is perfectly coordinated, And so the book matches the box, and the writing and the drawings is just well done, really, really well done. And so the box breaks into, it doesn't break, it opens up like this. And this is what you get on the bottom of the box. It's really, really awesome. It's an eye. There's an eye here on the cover. And this is what the back of the box looks like. And so let me show you what these cards look like, because they're really, really beautiful, and they're gilded, you guys, in a beautiful silver. So paperwork on these cards is one of my favorites. It is sturdy. It is actually doesn't get damaged at all. It has a wonderful surface. It's sort of like a rose petal, but it does not get stuck. And so it slides easily. It's not a light cardstock. It's sort of a heavier one, but it shuffles beautifully. Like, really, you guys, this deck for cardstock is absolutely stunning. One of my favorites. It just falls perfect. And now the drawings on this deck are beautiful. So this is the Five of Chalices, which is chalices are cups. The Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords. It's a piece of artwork. And one of the beautiful things about this deck is that you can it's like a puzzle. You can put it together and the pieces just sort of complement each other. So here you can see it on the back of the box, what I mean. These are all individual cards, and this one's too. But when you put them together, they create a picture and a story. So this is a really, really, really cool deck. And I thought that it would be a perfect addition. I haven't worked with it for a while, and so I thought, you know what a perfect opportunity right now in fall to bring this out. On top of the fact that it has those gold colors and those lights to it, as you see, and it just really reminds me of fall. And so I thought, this is perfect for fall. It has some winter images as well, and so it kind of just prepares us for winter as well. But it's just a really nice deck. I really enjoy working with this deck. That's the Two of Swords. And I am really looking forward to working with this deck right now in the fall time, because I haven't taken it out in a while. And this is a deck, by the way, you guys, that I use for divination. I use it for my readings and enjoy it thoroughly, I have to say. King of Chalice, the Magician, Ten of Swords. This is not an inexpensive deck, and so you can go online and find out, but it is not inexpensive. And he has, I think, about 5 or 6 of these decks. He's got an oracle deck as well, which is really interesting. And so James R. Eads, you guys, the Prisma Visions Tarot, really beautiful, a wonderful tarot to bring out for fall. And with that, guys, let's move on to the next one. The next deck that I'm going to be using this fall is the Old Style Tarot. I don't know why, but it reminds me of fall. I was looking at my decks, and then this one popped at me, and it said, yeah, I'm a fall deck. And you know what? It is a total fall deck, I think. It could also be a spring deck, but it reminded me of fall right now, and I thought, you know what? Because it does remind me of fall. The box breaks into 2 pieces like this. It is a nice, sturdy box. This is by Alexander Ray, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this deck came out this year. And the cards come in here, as you can see. It's a nice presentation. And one of the wonderful things about this deck, you guys, is the price. I did another video where I compared prices, and this deck was in there because I think that for the money that you pay for this deck, it is totally worth it. I love the price of this deck. You also get quality, so you know, who doesn't want that, right? It's really hard to find a product where you get quality for an inexpensive price. And I can tell you guys that you get that with this deck. You get quality for an affordable price. It comes with a book like this, and so the book is pretty nice for the price and everything. It's a really nice book, and this is a Rider-Waite sort of deck. So if you're starting with tarot, this is a really nice deck to start with. And if you're seasoned, of course, this is also a nice deck. And the book is your regular run-of-the-mill, but it's a nice book, and it's nicely written. And it gives you a picture of the card here, and then it gives you the upright, the card's advice, the reverse meaning, and it gives you a couple of spreads here and a couple of other tips. But nice little book. not so little, but nice. And these are the cards, you guys. Now, paper stock is not the best, but it's not the worst either. It's really run of the mill. It's regular sort of paper or card stock. There's really nothing special about it, but it's not bad either. So it doesn't bother me per se. So it's a very nice deck. And like I said, it reminded me of fall. So I thought I'd take this out. Something about the colors, something about the images really resonated with me for the fall season. And so this is the Four of Pentacles. We've already gone through some of the cards, the High Priestess. And as you can see, if you're starting with tarot, this is a really nice deck because it just kind of sticks to what we know, right? Or what we're learning. Well, if you're learning with the RWS, not everybody learns with the RWS. I don't know why I assume that everybody learns with the RWS, because I've heard of many other people that have learned tarot with the Thought. People have learned tarot with the Marseille. So I don't know. I learned it with the RWS, was the deck that taught me how to read tarot and that I was introduced to tarot with. And so I assume that that is also for a lot of people, but maybe not. This is the Magician. Either way, you guys, it's a really nice deck. And it's a nice fall deck, I thought. This is the Six of Wands. And so I'm glad that I took it out. And this is a deck that I work with all the time. This is a deck that I enjoy working with. And it is really clear. Actually, I did a reading for somebody tonight, and I was looking for a deck that I wanted to use. And I didn't pull this guy out. And I wish I would have, because I think it's a really nice deck to have done my reading with. But you know what? Tomorrow is another day, and tomorrow I will pull it out because it's already out there and it's fall time and we're going to be using it. So beautiful deck, you guys. Six of Swords. And once again, one of the beautiful things about this deck is really the price. By the way, this is the back of the card and it is reversible. So when it comes to shuffling, this is really a nice deck to shuffle. Shuffles really well. And like I said, the card stock is not so heavy and it's not so light. So it's kind of nice. And if you do a fan situation, works really, really well. So it's a very versatile deck, by the way. We have the Two of Swords. I love the Judgment card, by the way. It's one of my favorite cards on the deck. We have Justice. And that is the old style tarot, you guys. Beautiful. I thought that it was great for fall. And I am so glad I took it out. He was hiding in there in my closet or on my shelf for a while. And he didn't get used this summer. So he's back out. Let's go to the next deck that we're going to be using for fall. You guys, the next deck that I'm going to be using for fall, and I think this is going to be the last one on the list. And by the way, I didn't do 1 through 5 or 5 through 1. I just did them randomly because I don't really have a favorite. I think they're all beautiful. And so I didn't do like a top deck or anything like that. I just wanted to share with you guys my selection of decks for the fall that I've taken out. And this one is the Tarot of the Abyss, and it's by Anna Torian. And it is a US Game Systems. It's a really, really wonderful deck. And one of the reasons why this deck reminds me of fall is once again because of the colors. Now, it breaks into the box breaks into two like this. And it's a really nice presentation, by the way. This is a hardcover box. And I love the drawings on this deck. And this is the book that comes inside, Tarot of the Abyss. It is a very nicely written book, and although it is small, you will find it very useful because it really gives you the creator's insight of what the cards mean. And so what I'm trying to say with the book is that it's nicely written, and it's very nice to know what the creator intended for the meanings of the cards. So they are in this sepia color with this brown sort of color on it, and that's all you get. So you get the sepia color, and then you get the dark or the grays or the blacks, however you wanna call them, but they're not black and white either. And so I just thought that they really reminded me of fall. And I thought, you know what, just a great deck for fall. I haven't taken it out in a while, so I thought, let me take it out because I really enjoy working with this deck. And once again, these are all decks that I work with all of the time, and I enjoy them so much. It's the Three of Cups, and it's sort of a witchy deck, which I enjoy. Although I am a male, I consider myself a little bit of a witch. And so this deck is really a cool deck if you're into that. So if you like Halloween, this is a perfect deck for about Halloween time. And it's not totally dark, but it is mysterious. And I just love this deck, really. The drawings are absolutely fabulous and beautiful. That's the Sun, that's the Four of Wands. And it's just one of those decks that really speaks and chats with me. Every time I do a reading with this deck, it just really chats with me and it tells me more than what I need to hear. Look at this Two of Swords. Don't you love that? She's holding the two faces there. She doesn't know which one she's going to put on. Depending on what decision she makes, that's the face she's going to pick. That's the way I look at it. But really a great, great deck. I mean, I think if I had to do like a 5 to number 1, this would definitely be number 2 or number 1, because this is just a deck that I really, really love. And by the way, as if I wasn't going to do it, right? The paper stock on this deck is really wonderful. It is not a shiny card, but it is not totally matte. It's just a really nice in-between is what it is. And so I enjoy this deck all throughout. Quality, paper stock, drawings, the way it speaks to me. It's just one of those beautiful decks, and I thought it's perfect for fall time. So this is the Three of Wands, just a perfect deck for fall time. Let me know. So you guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know that you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Do you have any of these decks? Are any of these decks, do you have them? Do you want to get them? Are they on your wish list? Let me know what you think. I love to hear your comments. And once again, you guys, thank you for watching, and until the next time.